Good morning, children. Today we are going to continue with the effect of heat when it is causing the changes in states of matter. That is, we saw the three states of matter: solid, liquid and gas. When the three states are there, when we are going to apply heat, when we are going to apply heat energy, how this is going to change the states of matter. We already saw three things. That is, one is the melting, the other one is the vaporization, and then the condensation. That is melting, vaporization we saw. What is melting? The solid is getting converted into liquid, and in vaporization the liquid is converted to gas. Now coming to condensation, in these two cases we applied heat, in these two cases, that is in melting and in boiling or vaporization, we supplied heat either in the form of room temperature or we were applying the heat, that is we were really heating, whereas in condensation we are going to cool it, we are going to remove the heat. In this case we supplied the heat. In melting and in boiling we supplied heat, whereas in condensation I am going to remove the heat. So removing the heat is nothing but cooling. So we can do this experiment at home and see. I have already told you to take a kettle, to fill half the kettle with water and place it on an induction stove or on a gas stove. Then you light the gas stove and then you leave it. Say after 10 minutes the water will start boiling. So the liquid is getting converted into gas. That is what we saw, boiling. Next, you switch off the gas stove and you close the kettle with a lid. You close the kettle with a lid. Say after 10 minutes, if you just open the kettle lid, if you just remove the lid from the kettle, you can see small droplets of water. That is the steam, that is the vapor which has come out during boiling has been condensed and they are coming back to the form of water, or which is in the form of a liquid on the lid itself. So that is what they are saying, when the gas is cooled. So the vibrating molecules will be condensed or they will be coming back to the original position. So they move closer to each other. So again there is a change of state. The vibrating molecules will stop and they move again closer to each other. So the process in which the gas is converted into liquid. Upon cooling, this is very important. You are not going to heat, you are going to cool it. So the gas is converted into liquid upon cooling. That is called as condensation. Now this is what they have shown in this example. This is forward process. From the solid to the liquid you do it through melting. Then from the liquid to the gas you do it through vaporization. Now coming to the reverse process, that is you are going to remove the heat energy. So first thing is, from the gas to the liquid is done through the condensation. Now coming to freezing, that is I am going to convert the liquid to the solid form by removing the heat or by cooling. So when the liquids are cooled, this we already know. Everybody in their house can do this because you all have the refrigerator at home. Inside the freezer box, you can place the ice tray filled with water. What will happen? It need not be ice tray. You can even fill a tumbler with water and place it in the freezer. What will happen? The water will be converted into a solid. So when the liquids are cooled, the vibration will even slow down. So the cooling process will make the liquid into the solid. That is, the molecules will come closer. So this process in which the liquids are converted into solids upon cooling is called freezing. So this is the total summarization of these three changes, or the changes of the states of matter. Now coming to sublimation. Sublimation is nothing but you are going to convert the solid directly into the gas state. That is, the solid state, it is converted into the gaseous state without any intermediate changes. There is no changes of the liquid form. That is what they say. The solid will get converted into gas upon heating. This is very, very important. You can remember the camphor, that is karpuram. This is a very good example. Okay, what is happening? Camphor is in the form of a solid tablets. That tablets you keep and you heat it. That is, you strike the fire on it. Okay, then what will happen? The total solid form is converted to the gaseous form without the liquid state. Okay, so they get converted into here gas upon heating without undergoing the liquid state. So this process in which the solid is directly converted to gases without passing through the liquid state is called as sublimation. Okay, we have examples as naphthalene balls and the camphor. You know the naphthalene balls which we use among the clothes in the wardrobe. Is it not? We will be putting the naphthalene balls. The size of the naphthalene balls will be getting reduced day by day. Finally, there will be no naphthalene balls kept at that place after say 2 months. So, what has happened? The solid has been converted into the gaseous or the vapor form in the form of the smell. Okay, similarly, the air fresheners which we use for our bathrooms, it will be in the form of a solid, and then you tie it in the bathroom. Say, after a month, if you check, the size would be very, very less, and eventually there will be nothing in that box. So that is what the examples are: naphthalene, camphor. Camphor, simple example which we can remember the moment you say sublimation. Okay, so the spellings are very, very important. Write it and see. You cannot simply say naphthalene. The spelling is different. NAP, this H is there, H is silent. Then only the thalene comes. THALENE. Then our camphor. Camphor, this H also silent. So you have to say camphor. HOR. So camp, CAMP, camphor. But when I say it will be camphor, the PH will be sounding in the spelling of F. Okay. Now coming to the total conclusion here. So any substance on melting, boiling, condensation, freezing or sublimation will only undergo physical changes. Is it not? Only the form or the state of the matter is getting changed. No new substances are formed. So these changes are called as physical changes. Where no new substances are formed are called physical changes. They will be only altering the physical properties. So what are the physical properties? The shape, the size, the color, the state or the density only will be changing. Nothing is changing. Then the chemical properties are all retained. There is no change in the chemical properties. So the chemical properties will remain the same. The change of matter is a physical change and it is a reversible and temporary change. Is it not? You can reverse from water to ice, then from the steam to water. So this is also a reversible process, and also it is a temporary process. Temporary means the changes are temporary. We can get back to the original substance again. So this is all the things which you have to remember for the physical changes. The first thing is no new substance is formed. There is only change in the physical properties, no changes in the chemical properties, and then it is reversible and the changes are temporary. So 5 points are there for the physical changes. Now coming to the chemical changes. What is happening in the chemical changes? When we are applying heat, that means the opposite of all the physical changes will come in chemical changes. That is, there is a change in both physical and chemical properties. Then new substances are always formed. The changes in which new substances are formed are known as chemical changes. Okay, then the changes will alter both the physical and chemical properties. Okay, and the changes will not be reversible and it is not temporary and it will be permanent. Okay, examples for chemical changes we have burning of paper. You take a paper and you burn it. What will happen? Will you get the paper back again? No. Then rotting of fruits and vegetables. You cannot get the fresh fruits and vegetables again. Baking of a cake. rusting of the iron. All these are examples of chemical changes on heating. Okay, now coming to the characteristics of chemical changes, these 5 points. Always new products are formed. The chemical composition and the properties of the original substances will change. All the chemical changes are irreversible. You cannot reverse it, and they are permanent in nature. They are permanent in nature. And during a chemical change, energy is produced in the form of heat or light. Okay, so the energy is literally sent out in the form of heat or light. Okay, so what are the examples of chemical changes? First one is burning any substance. Burning we know, is it not? Simple, you can burn a paper. So the first example is burning of any substance. Okay, here they have taken the log of wood. Okay, the wood is being burnt. Okay, when the log of wood or paper is burnt, that is, the oxygen in the air will convert the product into smoke, ashes, carbon dioxide and water vapor. Okay, so the air will mix with fire. That is, when you are burning, it will burn with the piece of wood and it will be converting into smoke, ashes, carbon dioxide and water vapor. And then the heat and light are also released, is it not? Heat in the form, when we are feeling cold, if you keep your hands near this, you will be feeling the heat, is it not? In the furnace, everywhere. And light, obviously, this will give us a light energy also. So heat and light are released during this change. Then the properties of the new products are different. What is a new product which is formed totally? We will be getting the ashes. Ashes means and the kadasiya namakku kedikira and the sambal. Okay, on the ashes will be having a totally different property than the wood. Okay, now we cannot get back the wood or paper, is it not? We cannot get back the original substance. So these changes are permanent and they are irreversible. Irreversible, I cannot go back, and the changes once done means it is done. You cannot change it. Okay, now coming to the burning of food. Burning of food means you are going to cook the food. Okay, that is, you are taking the raw materials and you are going to cook the food. Okay, while cooking the food, heat energy is needed. Say simple example, Amma is going to cook a sambar. Okay, she will be taking dal, water, okay, then salt, vegetables, sambar powder, turmeric powder, everything. Okay, and then she will put everything in a cooker or a pan, and then she will be providing the heat energy. That is, she will light the stove. So heat energy is needed. Finally, you will be getting the sambar. But the state of the sambar, that is, it will be in the liquid form. Okay, whereas the dal, water, they were all in different forms. Okay, then we cannot get back the original substance. We cannot take dal again back from the sambar. Okay, we cannot again take back turmeric powder. We cannot take back the sambar powder. So the change is irreversible. Okay, then is the change permanent? Yes, you cannot get back the original substance, so it is always permanent. So the properties are different of the new substance are different from that of the original raw ingredients, and we cannot get back the raw ingredients. So the cooking of food is a chemical change. Okay, now coming to the revision zone. In a gas, the diffusion will take place very slowly. No, it will be very fast, because the molecules in the gas have large intermolecular distance. So the molecules can move very freely. So the diffusion will take place very fast. In a solid, the molecules are closely packed. Yes, true. The liquids are compressible, unlike the solids. Yes, because solids we cannot compress them. The process of the gas converted into liquids upon cooling is called condensation. Yes, the gas is converted to a liquid by condensation. Then the sublimation is the process in which solid, on being heated, is converted into liquid state. No, this is false. For sublimation it should not come. Okay, So these are the key things which we have learned in this lesson. What is matter? What are the physical changes? What are the chemical changes? What is expansion? What is contraction? Okay. Then we are going to see the exercise. So what are this exercise? Which has a definite shape here which has a definite volume but not a definite shape. We have oil. The gases occupy all the available space because they are loosely packed. The process in which the gas is converted into liquid is called condensation. Fermentation is an example of chemical change. Fermentation is conversion of milk into curd. Just a simple example. So that is a chemical change. Then heating make the particles loosely arranged. Okay. Then the jammed metal cap can be easily opened by heating the cap. Okay. Now coming to the fill in the blanks. Two or more atoms will combine to form a molecule. Then the process of conversion of the liquid to solid is called liquid into solid. So that is called freezing. If the chemical property of the substance changes, it is called a chemical change. The molecules of a substance move and become loosely arranged during expansion. Substances decrease in size on cooling. Coming to true or false, gases can be compressed and stored in cylinders. True. The process of conversion of solids into liquids upon heating is called vaporization. Substances increase in size on heating. True. The B1 is false. The rusting of iron is an example of chemical change. Yes, it is true. Sublimation is an example of physical change. That is also true. Then iron becomes soft on cooling. Yes, it will be loosening. The tight molecules will be loosening. So it is becoming bit soft. In the sense we can beat them and you can make them in form of wires, pipes, etc. So this is also true. This complete is following. Solid on melting will become liquid. Solid is converted into gas. What is this process? Sublimation. Then liquid is converted to gas in vaporization. Then liquid is converted to solid by freezing. Then the gas is condensed to liquid. Okay. So complete this book back exercises. I will be giving the test in the 1 mark and in the definitions. Okay. Thank you, children.